चक्षुरुं मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे। To the Srimad Bhagavatam prayers. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayet. Shushushoshra sudhanasya vasudeva katharuchi shanmahat sevaya vipra punya tirthana shevanat shanmatam swakatha krishna punya shravana kirtana hridayantosto hi bhadrani vidunoti shuhatsatam नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी तदा रजस्तमो भावा कामलोभादयश्च चेत एतैरनाविद्धं स्थितं सत्त्वे प्रसीदति। एवं प्रसन्नमनसो भगवद्भक्तियोगतः भगवत्तत्त्वविज्ञानां मुक्तसङ्गश्च जायते। हृदयते हृदयाग्रन्थिश्छिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशया क्षीयन्ते च कर्माणि दृष्ट एवात्मनीश्वरे। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So today we are reading from Canto 1, Chapter 7, Text 24. So I'll recite it a couple of times. Sa eva jiva lokasya maya mohita chetasaha vitsate svena viryena shreyo dharmadi lakshanam. One more time. स एव जीवा लोकस्य माया मोहित चेतसः विदत्से स्वेन वीर्येण श्रेयो धर्मादिलक्षणाम्. Word by word meaning. Saha, that transcendence. Eva, certainly. Jiva lokasya, of the conditioned living beings. Maya mohita, captivated by the illusory energy. Chetasaha, by the heart. Vidatse, execute. Svena, by your own. Viryena, influence. Shreya, ultimate good. Dharma adi, four principles of liberation. Lakshanam, characterized by. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. And yet, though you are beyond the purview of the material energy, You execute the 4 principles of liberation characterized by religion and so on for the ultimate good of the conditioned souls. Purport. The personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, out of his causeless mercy, descends on the manifested world without being influenced by the material modes of nature. He is eternally beyond the material manifestations. He descends out of his causeless mercy only to reclaim the fallen souls who are captivated by the illusory energy. They are attacked by the material energy and they want to enjoy her under false pretext, although in essence the living entity is unable to enjoy. One is eternally the servitor of the Lord, and when he forgets this position, he thinks of enjoying the material world, but factually he is in illusion. The Lord descends to eradicate this false sense of enjoyment and thus reclaim conditioned souls back to Godhead. That is the all-merciful nature of the Lord for the fallen souls. So I'm seeking blessings of all the gathered Vaishnavas, like Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Shri Krishna, to speak something that's purifying for myself and hopefully beneficial to all of you. Personally, I find this service the most difficult one for myself, but at the same time, very rewarding to go deep into Srila Prabhupada's purport to really understand what message Prabhupada is trying to give us to awaken our dormant Krishna consciousness. So I had a really short time to prepare for this class, and somehow I found Prabhupada's lecture on this verse specifically. So most of the things I'm just going to read from the lecture that he had given. So in this, as Prabhupada was giving the lecture, he first describes who Krishna is. So he tells us that just like in our family, in our Guru Parampara, there is, if we trace back, there is an original person. And the whole creation has an original person where everything is emanating from. So Krishna is the original person. So if somebody, Prabhupada in his lecture, he said, if somebody asks questions that if Krishna is the original person, who is the origin of Krishna? Naturally, when we're asking the origin going back, one may ask, okay, well, Krishna is origin, who is his origin? And that's because we're thinking from a material point of view. But the answer, Prabhupada says, is given in Brahma Samhita. With the first verse, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So Krishna, who is the cause of all causes, he's Anadi, he has no cause. And Prabhupada said, when you go trace back and when you see this original person has no cause, that is God. That is your, that is Krishna. So he further explains that, just people can go on researching just by their material way, speculative method, but one will not be able to reach this conclusion. We have to take evidences from Shastras. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Matta Paratam Nanyat, there is no more. So Prabhupada said, that is God. Krishna is declaring himself. So Prabhupada says, you go on researching, Adyam. When you come to a point, there is no more Adyam, that is God. So that Krishna, that Supreme Personality, that Adi Purusha, the original person, he comes down. He descends in this material world, which in this verse is described as Jiva Lokasya. So this is Jiva Loka, material world. And this is where soul, a living entity, is conditioned. So in this next section, Prabhupada goes in detail about what does this conditioning mean. So Prabhupada says that in this Jiva Loka, everything is conditioned. Conditioned, he says, for example, just like if you want to come to America or any country, there is a condition of getting a visa. There's a condition of getting a passport. You have to do a health check. You have to buy a ticket. You have to pack your bags. Like there's so many conditions that are set that you have to meet all of them to reach to your destination. One cannot just wish and go, to that place immediately. So Prabhupada says, in every respect, we are conditioned. Even this body is not unconditional. And Prabhupada is saying that is just not possible. You have to change. Dehi nosmanyata dehe komaram yovanam jara. The body has to be changed. You cannot stop that. Therefore, it is called Jiva Loka, conditioned. Every one of us is conditioned. Even, an animal is conditioned. And we cannot change that. There are, animals that live in jungle. If they decide we want to go live in the city or town, they cannot do that. They're conditioned to live in a jungle. Or we can wish, the opposite, that I want to go live in the jungle. Not possible. We're conditioned. So in every step, there is a condition that we have to meet. And that is our bondage. That is what keeps us here in this Jiva Loka. So Prabhupada is further describing, or he says that why are you conditioned? What is the cause? And the answer is also given in the, Prabhupada describes about this word, Maya Mohita Chetasaha. So this Maya Mohita is that we are bewildered by Maya. We are under the stringent laws of material nature. We're in the clutches of this Maya, and therefore we are conditioned. So what is this Maya? It says the Maya is our forgetfulness or relationship with God. So Prabhupada, this describes as Maya Mohita Chetasa in two different ways. First one is this our forgetfulness of our relationship with Krishna. And then what is that relationship that we have forgotten? Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says, Jivera Swarupa Hoya Nitya Krishna Dasa. That is our relationship. We are eternal servant of Krishna. And when we forget this, we want to be master of all these survey. We want to be controller of everything in our life. And we think that we're independent and I shall enjoy somehow or other. I should try to improve my economic condition and I shall be happy. That is called Maya Mohita Chetasaha. And there is an analogy given of a pig. So for example, the pig, he's conditioned to live in a filthy place. So you tell the pig, I'm going to give you nice halwa. I'm going to give you nice chair and table. Please come have this halwa on a nice seat. He's not going to come. That is not possible. But because he's conditioned and he's under this Maya and he's thinking he's enjoying what he has, even though there is a better option. So this whole world is just going on trying to do this, improve under this being under Maya, to improve their condition and trying to be happy. But it's not possible, again and again, no matter how hard, in whatever way we can continue to try. So another meaning Prabhupada gives of Maya Mohita Chetasa is one, we have forgotten our relationship. And second is we are averse to Krishna. So not only we have forgotten Krishna, but we have aversion to Krishna. So, the living entity, the conditioned soul thinks that I want everything except Krishna. I want everything except Krishna. And that is the missing point. Because we do not know what we should want. he does not know, your living entity who is conditioned does not know that he's actually wanting Krishna. That is what he is thirsting for. So example is given of a child who's crying, crying. You're giving them a toy, you're giving him food to eat, you change, their diaper, like everything you're trying, but you just, no way this child is becoming happy until a mother comes and puts on a lap, child is happy, and he completely stops, immediately stops. So it's similarly, because we are part and parcel of Krishna, we want to be with Krishna. But this forgetting part, we're just crying and crying and crying. And until we find that lost relationship with Krishna, we cannot stop crying. So a lot of time Prabhupada also gives this analogy of missing screw from a machine. If a screw is fit into the machine and if it's fallen out from its place, then it does not have any worth. It doesn't serve any function unless the screw is attached to the machine. So similarly, unless we're fixed with Krishna, we have no value. Let's see. So continuing on this material life, how we have no value because we are just all we're trying to do is improve our material conditions somehow or other. And Prabhupada has given us or told us that, just if you're, if you do not even make any attempt to understand who you are, who God is, what your relationship, your life is animalistic life. You're at a level of animal. If somebody's little advanced and he's trying to understand, you're a karmi. Then little advanced is gnani, little advanced is yogi, and above all is the bhakta. So bhakta life, Prabhupada says in the lecture, is the summum bonum of life. So I want to share a story of how valuable this human life is and how we shouldn't waste single moment. So this is a story of a boy who has gone on a vacation during summer month to his friend's village. So he goes there, he is visiting, and when he comes back, all of a sudden his mother notices this huge transformation in him, where he is singing kirtans and bhajans, and he's really absorbed in reading scriptures. So mother gets all worried, and the mom tells the child or the kid that what is going on, why are you doing all this, you're so young, this is your time to enjoy, this is your time to have fun, and why are you wasting your time doing all this, go out, be a child, have fun. The child says that he witnessed one thing while he was at the friend's house, how it was cold, it was winter, it was cold weather. So he saw that his mom's friend, he had lit up a fire pit, and just to keep them warm, and she was putting a bundle of firewood into the fire. So every time the fire got on, she would put. And he said, what I noticed, that in that bundle of wood, there were all sizes, shapes. There were small wood, small wooden logs. There were big ones. Everything was combined, tied up, and then she would put it in the fire. And what I saw, that as soon as she put in fire, the whole wood got burnt into ashes. So he said that I realized that death is like a fire, it doesn't see if you're young, you're old, you're big, you're small, you're rich, you're poor. Not, death doesn't see all of that. That's the fire of death, and it can devour us at any time. So it does, we have to use the time given. So he said, I don't want to waste any time. Even though I'm small, I don't know if I'll see tomorrow. So I want to spend whatever time I have in my spiritual life and in service to Krishna. So, for myself, as when I heard this story, it made like a big impact for me, because when we become, or once we're practicing this process, there is time where we become complacent. We're like, okay, we've been hearing from Prabhupada. Yes, I understand. I have to chant and I have to read, but we become complacent. We tend to just go and get in this routine mode. But it's every moment is so valuable, so important, that we don't know when this fire of death is gonna gulp us. So we have to use our time very, very wisely in Krishna's service. So let's see. Next in the lecture, Prabhupada describes what is this. So Krishna, when he sees that in this material world, this living entities are trapped in Maya, he comes down personally. He says in Bhagavad Gita also, yada yada hi dharmasya glanar bhavati bharata. So he says that I come down to awaken or reclaim these fallen conditioned souls. So what is our dharma? What is our dharma as a living entity is, as we heard, that we are servant of Krishna and our duty is to serve Krishna. So in order to do our dharma or occupational duty, anybody and everybody has to work, whether we're an engineer or a businessman or IT person or a medical person, everybody has to work. Even Prabhupada gives an example that even a powerful lion, he cannot just sit and wait for his meal to come to him. He has to go out, he has to chase, he has to kill, and then only he can eat. So even as powerful as a lion, he has to work. He cannot just sleep and wait for his meal to come to him. So same way in Krishna consciousness, we are instructed to work 24 hours for Krishna, not just be complacent or lazy or anything. So this is the change. We have to make a change in our angle of vision, and that angle of, or the change that we have to make is that because we're conditioned, because we wanted to enjoy separately from Krishna, we've been just trying to satisfy our senses. But that we have to change in satisfying Krishna. And when we change this angle of vision, that is our spiritual life, that switch, that angle that we can change. So this verse we've been learning in Nectar of Devotion, which I thought was quite appropriate, and Prabhupada also quotes it. Sarvapadhi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktir uchyate. So that is bhakti, rishikena rishikesha sevanam. So in order to teach this lesson, the conditioned soul Jiva Loka, Krishna, viditse svena viryena, by his own potency, and his own potency means that if we surrender to Krishna, he's got such potency that he can deliver us from this conditioned life, Jiva Loka. He can make you purified, mukti. That is called mukti. When you are free from this conditioned stage, this bodily conception of life, then you become free simply by understanding Krishna. So in Bhagavad Gita 4.9, Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam yognanati tatvataha tyaktya deham punarjanma naiti mam eti. So Arjuna. So if we try to understand Krishna's pastime, and if we surrender to Krishna, if we try to change this angle of vision to satisfy him, then after giving up this body, he does not get any more of this birth in this Jiva Loka, this material body. So Krishna comes to call us back. He comes to give us instruction to go back to him and again be eternally happy. If we don't follow, if we don't, we can, otherwise it's just Maya Mohita Chetasaha. We will continue to suffer life after life. So in summary, Prabhupada first established who Krishna is, how Krishna is cause of all causes, the original person, God. Then Prabhupada from the verse emphasizes on Jiva Lokasya by explaining our conditioned nature, how we're conditioned. Every living entity in this material world is conditioned, and why we are conditioned, he further explains that because of this Maya Mohita Chetasaha, because one, we have forgotten our relationship with Krishna, and second is our aversion of Krishna. So both of this keep us in this material world. Further, Prabhupada explains that what is the dharma for spirit soul, that living entity's occupational duty is to work in the spirit of satisfying Krishna, and busy in working for Krishna 24 hours a day. And lastly, this change of angle, we need to change this angle of vision by trying to satisfy master of the senses, Rishikena, Rishikesha Sevanam, rather than our own senses. When we do that, when we follow Krishna's instructions, he comes to take us back. Otherwise, we continue to be under clutches of Maya, life after life. So here, after hearing all of this, ultimately Krishna has given us a free will to make that choice. So choice is ours on how we utilize our time. So that's all I have prepared, devotees. Thank you, Hare Krishna. If anybody would like to add further or elaborate on this verse, please feel free to do so. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you for a wonderful class and citing very nice points. So I was thinking when you shared like how important is this human life and this material energy is so strong. I was thinking of Prahlad Maharaj prayers where he says Punap Punat Charvita Charvinana, like doing the chewed. So, and being complacent. If we are complacent, our tendency will be like that. And I was thinking about, I was reading Bhagavad Gita 18 chapter, last verse, where Srila Prabhupada made a nice punch in saying like, the living entity is in the marginal energy. So we always have the choice. So it is our choice to choose whether we are choosing Krishna or Maya. So we have that independence, the free will choice. So when we properly use that independence, so we directly come under, Krishna's order, and we can be very blissful. So I was thinking of that when you were sharing. If we don't use this human life properly, we'll end up in that. So thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Yes, yeah, that's. I can't see the time because I'm using my phone. Okay, it's exactly 7:30.
Hi,
So,
Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much. It felt like almost hearing from Prabhupada directly. Thank you so much for directly quoting and, enlivening this morning. And these points, though, we keep hearing again and again, as you were sharing that story of the boy, it felt like we need these reminders again and again, like Jyotirmaya Mataji is saying. When we hear that, it makes an impact, and it may stay for a little while, and then we slowly slouch back to our, the complacency position. And then somehow Krishna is so kind. I'm thinking, I was debating this morning whether to join this class or hear Maharaj class. Then I said, okay, let me connect and then hear. And then, somehow as this point came, it was really striking to the heart. Krishna is so kind to arrange for us to hear somehow from whichever source it is. So I was really appreciating that. And thank you so much for a short and sweet class. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, actually, Prabhupada's lecture is quite long, and there were quite a few points in there. But yeah, given the time frame, I kind of conducted it.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. So, like Prabhupada says, speaking means simply repeating what our disciplic succession, what the realized souls have spoken, and that's exactly what you did, and that is the best way, and it was very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so yeah, if there is nothing else, we will end here, devotees. Pancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Nantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.